Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So if you could please just type in the question or the chat area and let me know that everything is good, and then I'll go ahead and get started. All right. Thank you so much, Lindsay. I know time is precious, so I'm going to get right into things. And I have to tell you that this is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. But I do also want to let you know that I will stick around for questions afterwards. So just make sure that as I go through things, you can type your question in the question or the chat box, and I will stay as long as I need to get all of your questions answered, no matter what they are. So thank you all for joining me on this Monday evening. I know it's late depending on where you're living. So I appreciate you taking the time out for our custom blend makeup webinar. So for those that don't know who I am, my name is Leigh Raeder, and I'm a field consultant with Motives Cosmetics. But my background is I've been a master licensed cosmetologist for about 24 years, and I'm also a former salon owner. So that is actually how I was introduced to the Motives Custom Blend line, and I've been using it ever since then. I actually sold my salon a few years ago, and I am fully retired. And at that point, I actually became a global trainer with the company. So I absolutely love educating people. I guess I'm very passionate about it, so it just comes a little bit more natural to me. However, webinars are a little difficult because I can't feel your energy and I can't see everybody. And I don't know why you are viewing this webinar tonight. I don't know if you're a beauty professional. Maybe you just have a passion for the industry. But whatever it is, I'm going to do my best just to really give you guys a lot of information, and maybe you can just see if this customized product line could be a fit for you in your life like it was for me. So I like to start just talking about the demand for customization. And this is actually a quote from an article, Is the Beauty Market Ready for Customization? And the quote says, retailer shelves have become too confusing. There's too much choice, but not enough guidance to consumers to help find what's right for them. So another way is customized products. So you think about these consumers, going into these mass market stores, or, maybe they're online, and it's really difficult for them to choose, the right formula, the right colors, to find exactly what it is they're looking for. And there's a lot of things out there. So, I kind of look at it from that standpoint, what is the consumer seeing? So there is another way, which is customized products, where consumers dictate what they want and the brand creates products to meet those needs. So in a sense, customization isn't new because people have always mixed and matched the brands they use. What is new are the technology platforms to help people literally build their own products. And I do a lot of industry research. And what I find is really interesting right now is the trend in the marketplace is big brands are trying to figure out, how can we still be, one of these one-to-one sort of situations with the client, and mix and formulate things that they really want, but still be, have a large presence. And so I think a lot of them are trying to figure out how to go back to, because people really like that one-on-one interaction. They want someone there to tell them, they want the expert to be like, this is what you should use. And they really do want them to know what they're talking about. So from a standpoint, when we look at foundation, God created our skin tones with beautiful variety, but all of our souls are the same color. And there, if you think of like the range of skin shades out there, there is not one foundation line that can absolutely truly cover every single coloring of skin out there other than Custom Blend Cosmetics. And I'll actually show you why. So why custom blend? And I came up with some 10 reasons, and I could probably come up with more. But because I do have a background in the industry, a lot of what I talk about is pertaining to the industry. So if it doesn't pertain to you, just kind of let that go out the door. However, when I work with a lot of salons and spas, these are some of the things that are really important to them. So it is an extension of your service menu. And in this day and age, when people are, you know, I should say people, but I should say salons are looking for more services to add to their arsenal of services, it gets really difficult to find things that are really unique that nobody else is doing. Well, with our custom blend system, we can add quite a bit of different services, which actually don't take up too much time. You own all the formulas that you create, and there's limitless creative potential. You can literally make anything: foundation, eyeshadows, brow pomade, lip products, body bronzers. I mean, it is really, really endless. But you have the formula, so the client has to come back to you to get it. It's like a color formula. So if you are in the industry, you know that. Like people have to come to you to get that color done. It's the same with the custom blend products. It empowers artists to brand themselves. So we actually, I love branding with it because people love to see you mixing. They love to see what you're making. I love to involve my customer and have them help me mix it as well. And it does offer exclusivity as an artist or a business owner. There aren't as many people blending as there should be across the world. That's kind of like one of my missions is, I've got people all over the world contacting me through all different sources. Like maybe they find me on social media, maybe they find my blog, and they're like, how can I get a blend? We can do this virtually. We can actually blend them over, Skype or FaceTime. If I can see their skin tone, ask them the questions, we can do that. But I would love to have people all over, because it's fun. The profit's great. You're going to see that later as well. It creates client loyalty because it guarantees 100% satisfaction. Most of the clients that come to me at this point, they actually are coming to me. They hear about what I do. Maybe somebody that I did a blend on, they refer them to me. And the number one thing that women say is, I've never been able to find a foundation that I like. Either the color's not right, the finish I don't like, the texture, maybe it doesn't react well with their skin. It's really hard for women to find foundation. And we are not only able to cater to the color of their skin, but we can actually control all of those other things too. And I always tell my clients, like, you're never stuck with this. We can always tweak it a little bit for you, make it just perfect. And they love that because we all have things at home where we don't use because we bought them and we're like, oh, I don't like this. And that's really the goal, is I want them to be able to use it. And they appreciate that too. It enhances social media marketing. I'm sure you've all seen the video that was going around. I think this was, probably a couple of years ago, where I think it was back from like the probably 20s, and she was mixing powder and everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Well, we do the same thing. We're still doing that, but we even customize it even more than she was doing it. So I know a lot of people I work with, they share a lot on social media. It creates a lot of buzz, and everybody's talking about it. And we can accommodate beauty in every shade and beauty in every age. Doesn't matter what color, how old you are, we can create a formula for you. But I think what's important, and this is really what sets us apart as a company as a whole, is we have comprehensive tools to streamline the process. We have everything you need, step by step. I'm able to teach anybody how to blend, whether you understand color theory or not, because we have a whole training system where we can teach you that. And we have all the tools to support you, all the marketing materials, everything that you need is there. And that entire system we created. We created the whole education foundation that comes with it. And not only do we offer in-person trainings, but we also we all share our videos and our recipes and all sorts of things. So there's just so much support there, which really helps. You also have the ability to offer interactive workshops, such as like a crushed beauty bar. I do blend your own events where we actually walk a group of ladies through how to make their own, lip creams or eyeshadows. We can even have them make their own foundations as well. And they just absolutely love it. I mean, who doesn't want to get together with a bunch of other women and mix makeup? I mean, I love doing it. So, and I know they do too. But the other important thing is it is high end. It will not clog the pores. It's botanically infused. In fact, it's great for the skin. I have people all the time when they first start using it, they're like, okay, I did not change anything else with my skin, but my skin is getting better. Like, I'm not using anything different. Is that possible? I'm like, yes, absolutely. Especially because there's no like fillers or things in there that shouldn't be in there. So when we look at the custom blend concept, powder and foundation really should create the canvas to which all other products are applied. So it really is essential that this step is done right. And like I said, foundation and powder are the hardest products for women to find. I've even had women come to me where they're like, I went to the store and they tested it on my wrist. And I'm like, but your wrist is a different color than your neck and your face. And they're like, I know. So then I got home and it didn't match. And so women are frustrated. Some of them are mixing like 3 different foundations together but why not mix something up for them that's especially for them where they could just take it home in one bottle. So when properly color matched, foundation and powder should be invisible. It should make your client's skin look flawless and smooth, yet not feel heavy. That's the other thing. A lot of women, they're like, I don't like the feel of a lot of foundation on my face. Like, I don't like the feeling of wearing makeup. I don't want it to feel heavy. I don't want it to feel cakey. And you'll see as I go along that it does the opposite. It covers well, but it feels like you're wearing nothing because it is very pigmented and we don't have all of those other things in there. So it's very comfortable to wear. A high quality product will help to protect your skin by creating a physical barrier that will prevent toxins and free radicals from penetrating your skin. So it's true in the sense where it's actually worse if you don't wear it because, it is creating that physical barrier over your skin. And just think of all the things that we're exposed to throughout the day. We're walking around and, even just the weather in general can really kind of wreak havoc on your skin. So what we can do is we can perfect the color by both adjusting the base shades and matching natural undertones. And we have toners to do that. So we have all different color toners where we can, use the color wheel and neutralize unwanted tones, but we can also put tones in. And then we also have modifiers and additives, which allow you to adjust the texture, coverage, and finish of the foundation. So we also offer advanced skincare serums that can be added to the foundation. So it's not just about color, coverage, and texture. We can actually put things in that will help, someone with dry skin, or if their skin is oily, or anti-aging serums. So, it is skincare in a bottle as well. And then we have modifiers and additives, which allow you to create just the right foundation combination for any skin tone and skin type. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but today when the market is so competitive and so similar, what is your edge? And I will tell you that cosmetics is a billion-dollar industry that's growing at a very rapid rate. In fact, personal care products as a whole, when we look at them, I mean, it's one of the only industries that has consistently grown at that high of a rate for as long as it has. With everything kind of shifting to that online kind of e-commerce situation, it's even more important because clients have everything they want at their fingertips. I was doing it today with Cyber shopping, Cyber Monday shopping. I was going online. I did like almost all my Christmas shopping and I didn't even have to leave the house. So it's the same thing with personal care products and, makeup and things like that. And so, if you are a professional, like maybe you're a makeup artist, maybe you own a salon, or maybe you're an aspiring makeup artist, what's going to set you apart? What are going to make people continue to come to you? And how are you going to leverage that industry even further than just doing your makeup services? Because I'm always about teaching people how to leverage their time and how to have a lucrative business, but have a business that you don't have to be applying makeup or doing hair 24/7 to make money. And I guess I can talk like that because at the height of my career, I was working at the salon usually about 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. And on my days off, I was doing, I shouldn't say days off, but any time off I had or any breaks I had, I was doing everything to run my business. Those were just the hours I was behind the chair with my clients. You can only do that for so long. I was booked out for about 4 months in advance. I always had 3 clients at a time. Didn't really have a lot of time to spend with my family. And if I wasn't behind the chair, I wasn't bringing in money. So, this company really allowed me to shift that and just make some really amazing changes in my life where, I always tell people, I'm like, you can have a lot of money, but no time, or you can have time, but no money. And the key is to have them both, because then you can decide what you want to do with your time and not be limited at what you can do for financial reasons. And so, I'm very fortunate where, I was able to, find this company and make those changes and now, travel, be present for my kids because I am a mother and a wife, and still be in the industry and still leverage it like I am. But, our edge really lies in customer service and your communication skills. And it's something that we teach is, I pride myself in being a solutionist for my clients. I am branded as that where, people come to me now because they want solutions. Maybe they just want me to show them some easy makeup looks. Maybe they can't find a foundation. Maybe they want to create their own products. Whatever it is, it could even be, things with their skin or internal health, beauty from the inside out. I'm able to really help people on that level, which is always what I've really been passionate about. But you have to have good customer service and communication skills. And the other edge is making sure that you have a unique product that customers cannot buy anywhere else. And I'm telling you, that's really hard to find these days. Even professional brands that were once salon-only brands are now found at mass retailers. They're found online. You could Google probably any of the products that you can think of that were professional only and be able to find them. Trust me. But custom blend products and our other products are not going to be found. And our company takes that very seriously. So I talked a little bit about some of the tools we have, and we actually have 2 different surveys that we teach people how to use in our classes. And one is to create a powder foundation, and the other one is to create a liquid foundation. And we can even create creme foundations as well. So what I love about this is that actually we teach you what questions to ask during that consultation, and then we actually help you formulate it. Now, tonight is not going to be a training to teach you how to blend. It's going to be just a training to show you what Custom Blend has to offer. And if you are interested in attending a training, I can let you know how to find that. So some other tools that we have are, we have an entire consultation step-by-step form. And I didn't show it on this slide, but on the back, it actually has like everything you need to get prepared and, everything to kind of keep in mind. And then it actually has 10 different questions that you can ask the client, and it kind of goes step by step through the rest of their makeup routine, because usually when they purchase foundation, they're going to be like, what do you have for my eyes? And what do you have for my lips? And can you show me a mascara or whatever it is? Because they never want to leave with just that. So we can definitely teach you how to do that as well. Now, I'm going to assume, because being a former salon owner, not everybody is really good at consultations, especially when it comes to makeup. And so that's something that, you know, I love doing. It's actually one of my really strong points that I do. And, you know, if you can just really fine tune that, you'd be surprised what it does for your business. And then we also have different events, and we have the whole entire outline there for you. So I mentioned earlier how I like to do events where, you know, I have a bunch of ladies together and I help them mix their own products. Or you can have an event where they all come and you do, I mean, there's so many events that you could do, but we have it all that material is there for you as well. So it goes step by step on how to do the event, you know, what supplies to have, you know, what to say at the event. You don't have to dream all of that up. And so we work really hard to just make it as simple as possible for everybody. So here's just a few pictures from, you know, different events that we've had. And you can do anything. I know this one was, you know, they had some mimosas there, which was really fun too. And I think it was like a Sunday brunch kind of theme. And this is the powder over here. So kind of gives you an idea too that this is all the room that this takes up. This is actually the liquid and the powder system. So it's not like a large inventory. It doesn't take up, you know, like shelving or anything. It's just very nice, and I think it's pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go through the custom liquid foundation and just give you a preview of the system. And I'm going to just kind of list off the different additives that we have and give you kind of all of the facts with that. And just so you kind of realize, I think, like what exactly you can blend in it. But some key benefits that I want you to keep in mind when we look at the liquid system is it is a mineral-based formula infused with botanicals, which provides a long-lasting coverage with a lightweight feel. So it actually is minerals mixed with the botanicals, which makes them in a liquid form. It's ideal for all skin types. And then we include modifiers and enhancers to further customize the foundation and target specific concerns. It's oil, talc, and fragrance free. And like I said earlier, it will not clog the pores. That's very important because a lot of people are very health conscious now, and they want something that, you know, is free of a lot of the things that are in other products out there. Not only that, a lot of people are sensitive to fragrances or dyes. We actually don't use any dyes. They're just the natural pigment from the actual minerals. So people love that too. And it really allows the skin to maintain its natural color or tone without it looking like chalky or ashy or anything like that. So the bases are a mineral base infused with botanicals to soften and smooth. And so this oil-free formula leaves skin shine-free and picture-perfect. It's ideal for individuals with normal to oily and or sensitive skin, and it offers greater coverage in a lightweight powdery finish. So like I said, I'm going to go through the additives. I'm not going to like go over them, you know, to a T, because, you know, you want to come to a training for that. But our first additive that I want to talk about is our sunscreen additive. So our foundation already does have an SPF of 6 to 8 without this additive naturally from the minerals, but we can bump that up a little bit. So if the client's like, yep, I want, you know, like a 15 SPF, we can go ahead and we can put this additive in there and just bump that up a little bit to protect their skin just a little bit. Extract in, and, you know, some other things that do give it that natural sunscreen ability. So this is actually one of my favorite additives, our Age Defying Beauty Balm Cream. And this is an additive that is a 5-in-1 cream that primes, hydrates, lightens, firms, and visibly improves the look of skin. So it does actually condition the skin for a smoother, softer appearance. It has licorice root extract, which brightens and soothes the skin. And it does have a little bit of retinol in, which helps to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles for firmer looking skin. And it is actually inspired by cutting edge Asian beauty rituals. And this is a 5-in-1 secret for achieving flawless skin. So we can actually put just a little bit in, or we can put a little bit more in and make it more of like a BB cream. But I mean, who wouldn't want that additive in there? It's absolutely amazing on the skin. We also have something called thinner, and that's used to make more of like a sheer coverage foundation, which makes the foundation a little bit more transparent. So if somebody wants just like a moisture, you know, with just a little bit of tint in it, we can thin it out, and we can put as much of that in there as we want as well. This here, these little tubs are coverage enhancer, and those are actually used to increase the foundation from a medium coverage, which hides slight imperfections like freckles and dark circles, to maximum coverage to cover more severe problems such as hyperpigmentation, post-surgical bruising, scars, discoloration. You guys, these little tubs are 28% pigment, and we can actually put as much of that in there as well. But again, what I love about it is people are like, well, I want full coverage, but I don't want it to feel like I have a lot of makeup on. Because they're so pigmented, it doesn't feel that way. You can actually use these straight out of the jar to cover tattoos. I use them like for so many different things. You can make concealers with them. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but again, a great mineral base. Our next additives are mattifier, and that actually gives the foundation a powder finish. So it's ideal for camera ready makeup or those with oily skin because it has French clay in it, which is an absorbent and with a mattifying effect that helps keep a shine-free finish. But then we also have pearl, which gives the foundation a dewy glow to the skin, and it delivers a fresh and youthful look to the skin. So, you know, we have something for everyone if they want more of that matte finish, or if they want more of that pearl finish, or we can even leave it as a natural finish. So we do have different bases that we do start with, and the bases are 11% pigmented. The average foundation sold on the market is approximately 6 to 7% pigmentation. So again, that's almost like double. And then if we put the coverage enhancer in, we can even bump that up even more. So it feels really good. So these are just these bases we start with. And then honestly, we can just make probably thousands of colors beyond this using our toners, which is our next slide. So we have color toners that are intense concentrates that make it possible to color match any skin tone. And they are not diluted with talc, which can make them a little bit more like chalky looking, but they aren't. So even on darker skin tones, you won't get that. It just looks very true to color. And I love the fact that, you know, we have pigments like green and purple, and we can really put that in there to help neutralize unwanted tones in people's skin who normally, you know, that's hard for them to find. I find so many people that they try to just cake the foundation on when if they had the right color, it would do its job and just neutralize. So our next additive is our Ultra Soothing, and this has botanicals which soothe the skin and help to reduce the appearance of redness. So it's recommended for sensitive skin. So it does have some Centella Azteca extract, which is reported to have an antioxidant and soothing properties as it calms the skin, and it also has calendula, which conditions and soothes the skin as well. So my sensitive skin clients, great for like rosacea. You put this in their blend and you put it on their skin and they're like, oh my gosh, that just feels so soothing and just relaxing on the skin. And now we have Hydrator. And Hydrator utilizes sodium PCA to help restore hydration and deliver water into the skin. It's really recommended for all skin types and especially those with dry skin. But then we also have Oil Control, which contains a combination of extracts that work to help control oil while providing purifying and calming qualities. And so it's recommended for oily skin. And my oily skin clients, appreciate that because if you have oily skin, you're like, I need all the help I can get. So we can definitely put that in there for them. And then we have an ultra firming botanical additive, which helps give a tighter, firmer, more appearance to the skin that will last throughout the day. It utilizes hydrolyzed soy protein, which softens and smooths the skin. And then we also have copper peptide, which peptides are all the rage right now in the skin world. And this one actually contains minerals that support normal collagen and elastin to diminish the appearance of fine lines, improve the appearance of skin, and promote hydration. So we do have a couple different things that we can put in that really kind of help support the skin texture. And the first one is Fringe Benefit. This is going to help lock in moisture, smooth and support the skin's appearance. And then it also reduces the appearance of fine lines and restores radiance for healthier looking skin. So it really does help the foundation kind of glide over any skin imperfections. And you can actually use it under or add it to the foundation. So I do know some people that do like to use it for an actual primer. And then the other one we have is our Sheer Perfection Age Defying Matte Primer. And this one is more of a lightweight matte finish, pore perfecting primer that smooths the skin and minimizes the appearance of pores. So if you think of like some people that have more of that oily skin, they want that matte finish, but they usually have larger pores that they want to, help minimize. And so this is perfect to put in there. It actually uses poppy extract, which firms the appearance of the skin, but it also has glycerin, which maintains moisture in the skin. So those that have oily skin, they still need to retain moisture. They just want to help with the oil. So it also has an antioxidant vitamin that helps protect the skin and keep it looking healthy. So it leaves skin looking smooth, even and flawless while feeling natural and fresh. And that's actually one of my favorite additives. So we have our whipping creme modifier, and this is what we use to create more of that airy sponge-like texture that is perfect for souffle, creme foundations, blushes, and bronzers, highlighters, eyeshadows. I use it in my own brow pomade. It's excellent for that, but it's great for those clients that do want more of that creamy foundation. We can put as much of this as we want to get like just the perfect consistency for them, and we measure by drops. So it's really easy to just put one in, whip it up, and see until it gets the texture that they want. All right, so now that we went over our liquid system, I'm going to give you a preview of our custom blend mineral powder. So you can see this is all the system right here. So the powders are actually made exclusively from micronized minerals for an exceptionally silky texture. It gives long-lasting coverage with a lightweight natural feel, and it's also micro-pulverized, which means it's cut in 1/1,000th and then pulverized, so very, very fine pieces. And so they go on velvety smooth and float across the skin without settling into fine lines and wrinkles. And that, again, is something that a lot of people, they're like, I've never used powder, or I don't like using powder because it makes my wrinkles look worse. This will not, because we don't have, all those fillers in. It's very, I wish I could show it to you on your hand because it's just so silky, like it says. It's just velvety smooth, and it doesn't do that. So the other thing I want to let you guys know is they are micronized, which means that it protects the skin with less irritation. One thing that I do want to let you guys know, if you don't know already, that there are some minerals out there that aren't necessarily good for the skin. So some companies will say, oh, well, this is mineral makeup. Yeah, it's mineral makeup, but there might be some minerals in there that you don't really want to put on your face, or that maybe cause issues with irritation. These mineral powders are oil-free, fragrance-free, dye-free, and they're bismuth oxychloride-free, which is a white ingredient used to add luster. It can also be a skin irritant. It adds a chalky kind of pink tone, and that's what also causes flashback with photography. So I know a lot of photographers are like, oh, we actually don't like, using minerals, and it's really for that. These actually won't cause that. And again, they won't clog the pores. So talc is a heavy powder that settles into lines, making the skin look older and dry. And again, we don't put talc in any of our minerals. And talc is a mineral, just so you know too, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I didn't know talc was a mineral. It is. So they can put it in mineral makeup and say, it's all mineral. But we choose not to put that in our custom blend cosmetics. So mineral powders form a breathable barrier that protects and promotes healthy looking skin. And the minerals are all natural earth minerals. So even like we have a tourmaline, which is a very vibrant pink, that is a mineral ground up and then micropulverized and cut, like very, very fine. And it is naturally that bright of a pink. So those minerals, again, are going to promote healthy looking skin. So I'm going to give you a preview of our additives for our mineral powders. Our first one is our SPF amplifier. And again, the minerals already have a natural SPF, but we can just bump that SPF up a little bit more. And, all minerals are more of that physical barrier too. So you're getting that physical sunscreen, but of course, we always do recommend, anyone to use it in their skincare as well. And then we have our translucent modifier, which is used to decrease the coverage and create a more sheer formula. So if somebody just wants a setting powder, or they just want like a real sheer blush, we can put the translucent in. But we also can bump up the coverage with our coverage intensifier and get more of a fuller coverage, especially if they use the right brush. Oh, and then we've got our Sunlight Gold, which this adds a golden iridescence in the foundation, powder, blush, highlighters, and bronzers, and it looks just like it sounds. It's like a gold, it has some gold flecks in it, absolutely beautiful. But we also have our Moonlight Pearl, which kind of adds more of a pearl iridescent to foundation, blush, and highlighters. So if they want that dewy look, we can achieve that as well. Oh, this is a really amazing modifier. This is called our Flawless Finish High Definition Powder, and it creates a soft focused effect in an invisible natural finish that softens lines and enhances the look of the complexion. So it's extremely fine and colorless, and it can be adapted to every skin tone and type. It's talc-free and non-drying. So this is where I say this is kind of your instant filter in a bottle, because we can put that in their formula as well. And then we have some active powders. So just as we did in the liquid, we have a moisturizing active, which increases hydration and delivers moisture for smoother looking skin. It actually has senna seed, which is a botanical polysaccharide that forms a protective film, and it helps bind water that fills up fine lines. So it does help the skin retain a little bit more moisture, and it helps the skin to improve their complexion for a more youthful appearance. But we also have balancing. So this actually helps promote natural oil to maintain a flawless matte finish throughout the day, and also helps maintain normal oil production. So perfect for those combination or even oily skin clients. And our lightening complex, this actually has active ingredients which help reduce the appearance of dark spots for improved skin clarity and more even skin tone. So it does use extracts which work to condition the skin, while brighteners help to maintain a healthy, youthful looking appearance. So anybody that has some sunspots or any darker hyperpigmentation in their skin, this is definitely a must. And then we also have firming complex, which promotes skin firmness and helps maintain elasticity to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles with pea extract and algae extract. So with our powder, we have 3 bases that we start with, and they all start with an SPF of 17, and then we're able to perfect them beyond this with our toners. So we have different toners that are going to help lighten, darken, warm up the colors, and then we also have all different, all of the colors in the rainbow, which this is something that we use color theory and teach you in the class, which toners to use to cancel out certain undertones, and which ones to use to add certain, colors to the foundation. And honestly, you guys, I know a lot of times when I talk to people, they're like, this seems a little hard. It really isn't, especially because all of our classes are hands-on, and we actually mix them together in a class. And usually people, well, that's my goal, is when they leave the class, they're like, I can totally do this. And so we teach you step by step. So we do have our custom blend trainings, which are all over the US and Canada. And you can actually look up those trainings on motivescosmetics.com. On the website, there's an actual tab which you can search for all of our trainings there. And what I love about our company is all of our trainings are open to anybody. So even if you are just evaluating the Motives Custom Blend line and you want to come to the class, you're more than welcome to do that. You can actually come to the class even before you purchase a kit, because we'll provide the things you need to make your blends there. It's like a 7-hour class. We actually teach you not only how to blend, but we teach you how to market and how to have a plan of action for when you leave, because that's important. We want people that are learning to do this to be able to take action right away and, obviously recoup their investment. One of my favorite materials is our custom blend manual. And we actually, I think it's like 20 some pages, but it has pretty much everything step by step. It has all the ingredients that are in all the additives. It actually has like all sorts of different things in there. So that is like such a valuable resource. It's really well made. It's put together really nice. We even have our airbrush formula in there because I airbrush with it. So we've included that in there as well, and how to mix that, and just every single like piece of information that we could possibly put in there, we do, because we want to be able to give everybody, the proper support needed. And then our custom blend recipe book. So even though you can make pretty much anything and play around and, just kind of experiment on your own, we get you started with a recipe book that has already recipes for like eyeshadow and all the different lip cream and lip gloss and different powder colors if you want. And I think it has blushes, bronzers, brow pomade. I mean, we start you out with a lot of recipes, and a lot of these are actually from the field. People in the field have made these and they've shared them, because we want to just give you something to start with, and then you can definitely go from there. And sometimes it's nice to have something where you're like, I don't know what to use. And what's really surprising with the recipes is, even with my airbrush formula, I actually use the mineral powders, and then I mix it with some of the liquid additives, and that's actually what I use. And they're very pigmented, very pretty. The color is really vibrant because of the pigment in them with the crushed minerals, and absolutely beautiful. But possibilities are absolutely endless. And then here again is the Blend Your Beauty event outline. It does show you a little bit more pages of that. But I mean, you can see this is like a 5-page document where it's all laid out for you. But of course, you can kind of create your own little thing as well. So now that I went over everything that we have as far as the custom blend systems, I thought that it would really be important to talk about profit with custom blend, because at the end of the day, like I said, anything you do, you should be lucrative. It should create you some kind of an income. And with custom blend, it's actually pretty significant. So let's get into that. So first, I'm going to talk about the liquid cost breakdown. And we actually like broke down like if you would make a BB cream, sheer coverage, medium coverage, full coverage. It does depend obviously what additives you put in there, but at most it's going to cost you around $17.50 to make. And I would say that on average, most are going to be, I find most of mine are around like maybe $15, depending on what I put in. So that's my cost to make. For the custom powder, the highest total on that is going to be around $12.75. Okay, so that's going to be your cost to make it. So we do have a suggested retail, and I want to tell you guys that this is suggested retail. Now, it really depends on where you live, what your market is. This is a custom blend product, so you can retail it for what you want, but suggested retail for our liquid blend is $45. So if we took that, on average it would cost about $15 to make. That would be about a $30 retail profit right away in your pocket just from that one bottle of custom blend. Now, if we look at every powder, suggested retail is around $40 and around $15 to create. That's going to give you about a $25 profit. Now, a lot of times people say, well, how long does it take you to make this? So the initial appointment, it really depends. If you're just doing a custom blend, once you get pretty good, you can probably get it done in about 15 to 20 minutes. But once you have that formula, it literally takes 2 minutes to mix up. And I usually just have all their formulas in a file, and people just contact me and they're like, hey, can you mix up another blend? And I'll be like, sure. Do you want any changes? They're like, nope. I love it. It's awesome. Just mix the same thing up. I mix it up and it's good to go. So literally takes minutes. But if you do a further consultation on that, obviously that's going to take you a little bit longer, but I would say around 15, 20 minutes. We also have some documents where it helps you. Like once you decide that you're going to pursue custom blend and you get our kit and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like now what? Now what do I do? After you take the training, you're like, okay. Well, we have where we really do encourage you, try to push yourself to do 30 blends in 30 days. So we have this simple visual tracking sheet. You can achieve this by hosting events, conducting individual consultations, or just working through existing clientele for referrals, etc. And be sure to have a professional social media presence because you're going to be branding yourself and offer value to your clients. And I'm telling you, people are going to reach out to you because it happens to me all the time. They're like, were you just mixing makeup? I want that. So if you would do an additional consultation with them, which honestly, looking at this wouldn't even really be that much of a consultation because this just kind of happens when you do their custom blend. All of our partnership options, and I'm actually not talking about that tonight, but all of our partnership options, you actually get your own motivescosmetics.com website. So what that enables you to do is you have access to all of our already pre-packaged products. And so you don't even have to carry anything in stock because this is all available for you to either order and have sent to the client, or they can actually go on your own website and order these things. So we just put together like these things because these are the most popular that people would get. I'm going to tell you that my average per person is around $200 with their blends that I retail them. But I think this is like a really doable kind of thing just for you to see. So the first product that I'm going to recommend is OPC Beauty Blend, the Isotonics OPC3 Beauty Blend. Now, if you haven't heard of our Isotonics products, they actually are a powder you mix with a certain amount of water, and they become an isotonic solution, which means that when you drink them, your body actually absorbs up to probably around 95% of the nutrient because you don't have to break it down like normal vitamins. What it does is it supports a healthy skin elasticity to help your skin look firm and tight. And it also helps maintain healthy collagen production and helps maintain skin elasticity and moisture. And it tastes good. So usually when people come, I actually give them a little bit of this drink. They're like, oh my gosh, this is really good. And I'm like, yep, this is for your beauty from the inside out. This is going to help, that internal health. And people are looking for that, especially if they have a lot of skin challenges that products on the surface aren't helping with. A lot of that's coming from the inside. So it's important that they use good products to help support that. And then, of course, makeup remover towelettes. I usually hand them one of those right away, and I ask them to cleanse their skin. They're actually very foamy. They're Motives towelettes, and they dry without residue. Almost everyone's like, ooh, these are really nice. And I can actually like get my whole face wiped off with one. And they retail, they're very minimally priced. They absolutely love that. And then a foundation brush. When I'm putting on their liquid foundation, I use a foundation brush. They're usually like, oh, you're putting it on with a brush? And I'm like, yes, because it delivers a smooth, flawless application without looking heavy. It uses less products, saving you money, and I'll just show them. And our brush is really nice because it's a little bit fluffy. And if they're using a sponge, they're just wasting a lot of their product. With a brush, they'll get a really nice soft effect, and they won't be just washing all that makeup down the drain. And then we have a small kabuki brush, which is great for the powder. It delivers a smooth, flawless application without looking heavy, uses less product, saving you money. They love that too. And it's cute, it's small, and it fits like right in their makeup bag really easily, or even in their purse. And then, of course, we're going to set their makeup with our 10 years younger setting spray, which is going to hold their makeup in place for up to 16 hours, and it helps the skin appear more youthful and fresh. So if they would purchase all of those products, that would be an additional $41.10 retail profit on top of the custom blend. So if we would actually have 30 clients purchasing the suggested complementary products plus the actual retail profit from the custom blends, that would be $1,950 minimum just in retail profit. And remember, like I said, that's kind of actually like a small number. I'm sure that it would probably be more for most of you listening. And so that just those products would be an additional $1,200 retail profit. So I love breaking down the numbers for you guys because like at the end of the day, you need to see how it can profit you because it's important. So here's just some examples of some personal branding. This is from a custom blend class, and everybody likes to put like the different colors on their arms and, just create interest, like what is that? And then of course, just having different things where you're mixing. I love this one because it's got a little heart there. But we actually mix the minerals with a spatula and kind of blend them all together. And I like this one because you can see all the colored toners in there, and people love that as well. So you're probably wondering, okay, I want to get started with custom blend. Like, how in the world do I do that? And honestly, I'm going to tell you, reach out to the person that invited you to listen into this webinar because we do have different kits and packages, just depending on, what you're looking for, or, we can customize something that really fits in with your life and your business. But I'm going to show you that we do have a kit that comes with absolutely everything you need to get started with mixing. It comes with the entire liquid, all the liquid products. It comes with the stand. It comes with all the powders. It even comes with 20 liquid bottles, 20 creme containers, 20 of the small, medium, and large powder containers. So you can make eyeshadows, blushes, bronzers, face powders, whatever you want. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80. That's 100 different containers that you get. You actually get the custom blend manual, the recipe book, and then you get the customer client recipe cards as well, or their sheets in a tablet. So there's a liquid one and there's a powder one. You get all your mixing accessories. Like, this is the kit that if you're going to get started, I highly recommend it because it has everything to get you going. And then what we did was we actually kind of broke down, like, with this entire kit, if you would fill all of those containers, you would actually be generating about $3,000 or more in product sales. Now, I can tell you that this is going to be about double your initial investment, maybe a little bit more or less depending on what you do with it. But what I want you guys to think about is, more importantly, now you have an established client book of 100 formulas that you can actually mix up again and again, and those are going to be repeat clients. And I'm telling you, they will be loyal repeat clients. So again, we just want to show you, like, this is what this all kind of equates to. And this is honestly just the beginning. And then at that point, you can just reorder the things that you're using most of or running out of. And, obviously reorder that as well. So what are your next steps? Like, after seeing this, I don't know, for some of you, this might be your first time exposed to custom blend. For some of you, you might maybe have heard of it before. Maybe you had a custom blend done. I'm not really sure. But what I want to tell you guys is our brand is built solely on the word of mouth, and we pride ourselves on customizing the journey for each individual. So let us know how we can service you moving forward. You know, maybe you want to try some products, maybe you want to have a custom blend done, maybe you want to attend a training, maybe you want to even host an event. Maybe you think that sounds fun and you want to experience that. But I would tell you, if you are thinking about adding custom blend to your business or your life, or maybe even starting a business and getting more education with that, I would encourage you to evaluate our marketing plan. You know, that is really what's going to go over all of our different partnership options that we have, and it'll go over, you know, what program would be right for you depending on, you know, where you're at, and just really get a really great understanding for, you know, the even more profit potential on top of just retail profit that is possible. Because I think it's important to kind of know everything too, just so you make the right decision in the partnership option for you. And so that can be done with the person who invited you, or, you know, you can reach out to me, or, you know, anyone at Motives Cosmetics is happy to answer any questions you have. But if you're anything like me, like I'm one that I just like getting more information and I want to see all of that. You know, like I want to know just because it's important to me. But maybe you're like, hey, I think it seems really cool. I think, you know, I've seen videos of people mixing. I think I want to get started with that. Then let the person know. But definitely, if you were invited, you know, make sure that you follow up with them, because they don't know what information you need if you don't tell them. So here's where you can find me. You follow me at any of these, you know, social media outlets. I'm pretty much everywhere, and I do some mixing videos occasionally. I have a few on YouTube, but definitely would love to do even more of them, because I think it's fun to show everybody, you know, what you can do and the potential. So thank you all for joining me tonight. And as promised, I will stick around and answer any questions that you have. So let me just kind of go through here a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, so the first question we have is from Stephanie, and she is asking, do you set up an appointment 2 times a year for your custom blends? Usually we have a little more color come summer. So yeah, I mean, I just ask my customer, like, you know, it depends. If they wear a lot of sunscreen, maybe their coloring doesn't change. But I do have some customers that have a winter and a summer formula, because I live in Wisconsin, and so our climate is very different in the winter versus the summer. But if they're like getting a blend and it's like spring and we're going into summer, I'll just tell them, hey, if you get a tan like within the next couple weeks, bring it back and I'll just darken it for you. It's super easy to do, and they really appreciate that. But if it's going, like if they have not very much left, then I'll just say, hey, let's mix up a new formula for you. I love to see my clients because, you know, I just love that, to see them and kind of pamper them and stuff too. Um, oh yes, salons owned by men. Absolutely. Men love custom blend as well. Absolutely. For sure. Do you have a recipe for the brow pomade? Yes, it is in our recipe book. I actually put the one, well, actually, there's a few. There's a few from the girl who really kind of discovered her formula, and then I put a couple additional colors in there as well. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Denise and Kathy. Any sales with products right now for Cyber Monday? No, because actually all of our products are at a discounted price. And so all of our pro partners are independent. So if they want to offer sales for their customers, they can. You know, they can certainly do that. I cannot private message you names of trainers, but if you message me, I can definitely get you in touch with them just because I don't know how to get a hold of you. But you can definitely, if anyone has questions, they can message me or email me or Facebook message me. I'm all over the place. So you can just Google my name and I will come up. You just have to remember how to spell it. Okay, so yes, I did record this webinar and you will be able to find it soon on my YouTube channel. It's also available at the original link that you registered for with the webinar. Yeah. So yeah, if people actually, attend trainings in another city, you can continue to support them just via the internet. Like I do a lot through Zoom, FaceTime, phone calls, whatever it is. But you can definitely do a lot through that as well. Oh yeah. So what is your experience with Motives Custom Blend and Airbrush, and do you have a favorite airbrush you recommend? And that's from Lucinda. So you can actually use pretty much any airbrush unit or gun and compressor with it. I do recommend getting like a Awata brand. It's IWATA. And because they're just really durable, they're pretty heavy duty, but depending on how often you're going to use it, um, you know, it, I just have a small denier that I travel around with because I do a lot of on location things and it does the job. I mean, I don't do a ton, I don't have it on for like hours and hours and hours, but you kind of get what you pay for with that, I feel like. Okay, so let me just go down and see any more questions. Gonna make sure I answer all of them for you. Is there a recipe in the book for tinted moisturizer? There's quite a few recipes for, BB creams, all sorts of different things, but honestly, it's just really preference. To me, a tinted moisturizer is a very sheer coverage. So, you just sheer it out basically. You're welcome. Yes, you can use it with an airbrush. Yeah. So yeah, if you're looking for a trainer in your area, just reach out to me and I can definitely help match you up with one. We have quite a few trainers in the US and Canada. We have trainers all over the world. Unfortunately, Custom Blend at this moment is only available in the US and Canada, but we're hoping to expand in the near future. Okay, so this is from Tamika. She's saying, what suggestions would you give for a salon owner stylist to build their business with motives? So we actually just launched an entire 4-day academy for salons and spas, and that's what the whole entire 4 days is about, is really how to implement different systems into their salon to bring in more revenue, not just with Custom Blend. Like Custom Blend can bring in certainly a lot of revenue, but we have so much more that we can help them with that. And I have to really be honest with you, like this whole like MBBA 4-day academy, it stands for Motives, Beauty, and Business Academy, was a passion project of mine because a lot of what we teach is exactly what I implemented in my salon, which made it extremely successful. And because the industry has changed so much, I have a passion for helping others because a lot of salons are struggling because of the way that it's evolved, and there is no other curriculum like the 4-day academy. And so we help them with more than just implementing products. We can help them with the business side of it and social media and how to market themselves. And I can't even begin to tell you what's all entailed with that training. But we actually launched it a little over a year ago, and the results have been absolutely phenomenal. Everybody that's attended has been blown away, and their businesses are growing so much. And so that would be a must. But I would also say that every salon that we work with has a mentor, and that mentor's job is actually to help them implement and give them the support they need which is ultimately going to really help them be more successful with, of course, them taking the lead and taking action on what their mentor is helping them with. Yeah, so if you want more hands-on training, like, look in your area. If not, I know we're doing one um, in Miami in February, so you're always welcome to come there, or we'll try to get some more trainings in areas if there is enough need for it. Yes, there are recipes for creams in the yeah, there are actually you can make so Tamika's asking any suggestions on how to make the custom powder dark base darker without making the foundation chalky on client skin. Yeah, if you put the right toners in, you can definitely get it darker without getting chalky. And I know we will have a video coming up in our support group with that as well. So when is the next MBBA meeting? We're actually going to be finalizing the schedule within the next couple weeks. And so you can find that out at motivesacademy.com. So keep checking there and we will have all of them listed. So any more questions from anybody? All right. Well, thank you all for joining me, and I really appreciate you lasting a little over an hour with me. And if you learned something, then it was worth what I did tonight. And, when it comes down to it, just like honestly, take a further look at things because I guarantee that it will change things in your life because I know it did mine. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye.